Hi, everyone. Good morning, and how are you today? I hope you had a very good weekend, and I wish you Ramadan Mubarak. Today, we're going to have a review on the topic that we have learned. Today, we'll look at lesson 11 and workbook and student book, page 212 to 241, and workbook is 166 to 193. Remember that we our topic was measures and we'll be having a review, but we'll be looking at length today. And what's our lesson objective? Remember the things we learned when we were talking about length? We talked about how to identify the units that we use for measuring length. I'm sure by now you remember it all the time. Also, we must be able to convert between one unit of length to another. And also, we will be able to use the proper units of length to measure different objects. So let's see the units of length. Remember, we are going to look at three things: the units of length. The second thing we're going to look at is how to convert from one unit of length to another one. And the third thing is for every object, what unit of length is the best to use to describe it? Now let's see millimeters. Remember we said that millimeters is used for tiny objects, very tiny objects, like insects, your finger, nail, coin, paper clips. We said it also in our last week lesson. What about centimeters? We use it to measure a little bit bigger objects like your book, your pencil, and some other smaller objects, your bag. What about meters? Meters is for large objects, your daddy's car, bus, the playground, and so on. Then finally, kilometers is for measuring roads and distance. So the distance between your house and Corniche, we measure in kilometers. The distance between your house and Katara, we measure in kilometers. All right, now do you see the length block? Can you see our units of length block where we have millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometer? Now, can you see that kilometer has the biggest block? And meter is the next, then centimeter and millimeter. What does this mean? It means that kilometer is the biggest unit. Then meter is the next biggest unit. Centimeter is the next one. Then millimeter is the tiniest unit. Okay, I'm saying this to you so that when we begin to convert from one unit of length to another, you will understand which one is smaller and which one is bigger. Now let us see how to convert units of length. Can you see that where we have big to small, multiply, small to big, divide? I have always told you whenever you are going to convert units of length, big units, if you want to change it to small, you have to multiply. Like remember we said kilometer is big units. If we want to change it to small units like meter, we have to multiply. But for small units, if you are changing it to big units, you divide. Like let's look at small units, millimeter. You want to change to centimeter, you divide. Also look, centimeter is smaller than meter. So centimeter and meter, which one is smaller? Good job. Centimeter is smaller than meter. So if we want to change from centimeter to meter, what we will do? We will divide because centimeter is small. We are changing small to big. Okay, what about kilometer to meter? Kilometer, look at the block for kilometer is big. The block for meter is smaller. So kilometer to meter, which one are we going to use? Big to small or small to big? Good job, big to small. So now big to small, we will multiply. Let us look at meter also and centimeter. Now meter and centimeter, which one is bigger? Meter, because the block, look at the block for meter. Block for meter is bigger. Okay, so now if I want to change from meter, I want to go to centimeter. I will divide or I'll multiply. I will multiply because I want to go from big meter to small centimeter. So that's how we do converting our lengths. Now you see I put the arrow for you for multiply and divide. If you want to go from big block to small block, you multiply. But you go from small block to big block, you divide. That means you're coming down, you divide. But going up, you multiply. Okay, all right, that's for multiply going up and divide if you're coming down. Let's go to the next one. Okay, now we are going to try this. I put already for you here to see big to small multiply, small to big divide, and you can look at your arrow so you can know which one you have to use. Now 500 meter, we want to change to kilometer. Look at meter, where meter and kilometer, which one is bigger block? Good job, kilometer is bigger block. Now I want to come from meter to kilometer. Now I'm coming from small block to big block. Which direction I'm coming? I'm coming down from meter to kilometer. What will I do? Divide or multiply? I will divide. Look at the arrow. That arrow is coming down for divide. You're coming from small block up to big block down, you divide. Okay? So now what I will divide with? 500 meter, I will divide now with 1000. So 500 meter divide by 1000, I will now have 0.500 meter. Also look now at the number 2, 300 kilometer to meter. What the answer will be? First, look at the block. Kilometer, big block. I am going to meter, smaller block. Now I am going from big to small. So now what will I do? Look at the arrow. I am going up. That means I will multiply. Now what I will multiply with? I will multiply with 1000. You see for meter I have 1000 there. So now I will multiply. 300 kilometer multiplied by 1000, I will have 300,000 meter. Now look at the answer for question 1 and 2. Okay, now let's go to number 3. Number 3, I have 2000 centimeter to meter. Check now for me. Centimeter to meter. Check which block is big. Centimeter and meter, which block is bigger? Good job. Meter is bigger block. Centimeter is smaller block. Now I am going from centimeter, I am going to meter. So I am going from small block to big block. So now what will I do? I will divide because I am coming down to big block. So I will divide. Now what I will divide with? With 100, because 100 is on centimeter. 100 centimeter make 1 meter. So now I will have 2000 centimeter divide by 100, and that is 20 meters. So now my answer is 20 meters because I will divide 2000 centimeters with 100 meters. And number 4, 65 centimeter to millimeter. Now let us see centimeter and millimeter. Centimeter and millimeter. Which one is bigger block? Good job. Centimeter is bigger block. So now I have centimeter. I want to go to millimeter. Now I am going from small unit to, no, I am going from big block to small block. Big block 65 centimeter to small block millimeters. So now what I will do, I will multiply 65 multiplied by what? Not 100, by 10, because 10 millimeter is equal to 1 centimeter. So I will multiply now by 10. 65 multiplied by 10, 650 millimeters. Now here, this is the answer for 3 and 4. And the last one, 3,300 meter, 2 centimeter. So now we have meter and centimeter. Meter and centimeter, let us look at the block. Meter and centimeter. Which block is bigger? Good. Meter block is bigger. So now I have meter and I am going to centimeter. I am going from big block to small block. So now what I will do, I will multiply. So what I will multiply now by 100. 3,300 meter multiplied by 100 will be 330,000 centimeters. We're changing now to centimeters. And also the last one, 500 millimeter to centimeter. Millimeter now and centimeter. Which block is bigger? Good. Centimeter is bigger block. So now I have millimeter, 500. I am going to centimeter, bigger block. I am going from small block to big block. So now I will divide. What I will divide with? 10. 500 millimeter divided by 10 now is 50 centimeter. All right, so this now is the answer for the 2. Now let us go to the next one. Look, this one I want you now to choose which is the best unit to measure your feet. What you will do, remember your project? What did you use to measure your feet for your project? Which unit? Is it centimeter? Is it meter? Is it kilometer? Or is it millimeter for your feet? Good job. You measure your feet with centimeter. And now look at this bug. This bug is little, but I will measure now in centimeter or in millimeter? Millimeter, because millimeter we measure very tiny objects. This bug is tiny, so we measure now in millimeter. And let us see the tree in meter, because the tree is big. We measure in meter. Now look, this woman, she's running. How we will measure this woman, how she's running? How will we measure this one? No, not kilometer. We measure in meter, because here she's running on field. And if we measure the field, we measure in meter. And the book, if you measure your book, how you'll measure? Good job, centimeter. And what about this road? I want to measure the beginning to the end of this road. How I will measure? No, not meter. Great, kilometer, because you measure road with kilometer. Now we did great job. Thank you for your time for this lesson. If you have any questions, you send to me on Class Dojo. We will have another lesson again tomorrow. Take care of yourselves and Ramadan Mubarak. Bye.